You know what? It's a song so sad. It's probably one of the most dangerous songs in the history of rock and roll because if you hear it, it reminds you of so many things. It could be a dead parent, a lover that's no longer around, a friend that's gone. But when Photograph came out in 1973, we knew he had it in him. George Harrison wrote the majority of the lyrics in the song. We knew he had it in him, but my God, what a sad song. Photograph was a song by English rock musician Ringo Starr. It was released as a lead single from his stellar 73 album Ringo. He co-wrote with George Harrison, his former bandmate with the Beatles. Although they collaborated on other songs, it's the only one officially credited to the pair. A signature tune for Starr as a solo artist, Photograph was an international hit, topping single charts in the US, Canada, and Australia, receiving gold disc certification of US sales of 1 million. Music critics have similarly received the song favorably. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic considered among the very best post-Beatles songs by any of the Fab Four. The lyrics are a reflection of lost love, whereby a photograph is the only reminder of the protagonist's shared past. Starr and Harrison began writing the song in the south of France in 1971, during a period when Starr was focused on developing his acting career. They first recorded Photograph late in the following year, along with the single's B-side, Down and Out, during the sessions for Harrison's Living in a Material World album. The official release version was recorded in LA with producer Richard Perry. He's everywhere, of course. It incorporates aspects of Phil Spector's wall of sound through the presence of multiple drums and acoustic guitars, as well as an orchestra and a choir. Aside from Starr and Harrison, the musicians on the recording include a stellar session players such as Dickie Hopkins, Bobby Keys, Jim Keltner, and Spector's musical arranger Jack Nitsky. Starr made a promotional film for the single, shot in his wife and wife Maureen Starr's home, Tittenhurst Park. Of course, this was before George Harrison went to Ringo and said, "I'm in love with your wife, I want her," and Ringo said, "What I'm going to do is my best friend." Photograph has appeared on Starr's compilation albums Blast from the Past and Photograph, the very best of Ringo Starr, and live versions have featured on releases recording his all-star band and with the Roundheads. Now, Starr stated the meaning has changed now, of course, before performing Photograph at the concert for George, a performance in tribute to Harrison's legacy after his passing. That was an emotional high point of the evening. Engelbert Humperdinck, Camper Van Beethoven, Cilla Black, and of all people, Adam Sandler among the artists who covered the song. Now, Starr with the writing of the song, they did it on a luxury yacht in the south of France in May 1971. Starr had hired the yacht, the Marala, for the duration of the Cannes Film Festival after attending Mick Jagger's wedding in Saint-Tropez with his wife Maureen Starkey. The Starkeys would then join in France by Harrison and the latter's wife Patty Boyd for the Monaco Grand Prix. This period coincided with Starr's first success as a solo artist with the Harrison-produced single It Don't Come Easy, although he continued to focus on his career as a film actor, beginning with a role in the spaghetti western Blind Man. Another guest on Marala was Cilla Black, singer and a friend of the Beatles since the 60s. She recalls Starr and Harrison playing Photograph during evening together, with everyone on board contributing ideas for lyrics. And with Starr's two singles over 71-72, It Don't Come Easy and Back Out Boogaloo, Harrison helped write the melody, although Photograph marked the first time he was credited as a co-writer with Starr. In her autobiography, Step Inside Love, Black says she had hoped to record a song for a single later in 71, only be told by Starr, "No, it's too bloody good for you, I'm having it myself." Now, the lyrics for Photograph are centered around lost love, with the singer having only a single picture of which to remember his absent lover. The photograph reminds you of their former happiness together, while enforcing the reality that you're not coming back anymore. Author Ian Inglis comments on the familiar subject matter, the conventions of pop songwriting, but identifies it as a typical aspect in the lyrics, absence of any hope that love might be rekindled. Starr expresses resignation of what the future holds and lines, "Now you're expecting me to live without you, but that's something that I'm not looking forward to." So a lot of people have, initially it was a romantic thing, but when I lost my mother to a joyrider in Northern New Brunswick 20 years ago, I had many photographs with my mother. But looking at the photographs of her week, I taught a Ringo song, and I'm never going to see her in person again, and it's still hard 20 years later. Now, the song itself is a key of E, with what English terms an easy melody that allows for Starr's limitations as a singer. Now, according to authors Roy Carr and Tony Tyler, Harrison's distinctive composing style is particularly evident. Starr later said of Harrison's role in their collaborations over this period, "I only know 3 chords and he stick 4 more in. They all think I was a genius." Now, they re-recorded the song in March '73, and he did do a version during the sessions for, again, Harrison's Living in Material World. Now, it was felt that it would be better for Ringo's album. He later described Ringo, as Starr did, as an accidental album. This only came about because he was attending the Grammy Awards in Nashville, where the concert of Bangladesh won the Grammy for Best Album '72. Keen to find another activity to justify a flight to the U.S., Starr arranged to record with American producer Richard Perry during the visit, and the rest is history. Now, the Apple Records released a single on the 24th of September '73 in America, but only a month later in Britain. Starr made a promotional film for Photograph, in which he mimed a song while walking through the grounds of Tittenhurst Park, the Berkshire estate that he recently purchased from his former bandmate John Lennon. To circumvent the BBC's ban on lip-syncing, that was the thing. Starr placed his hand over his mouth for part of the song, making it impossible to tell whether he was singing or merely miming. The single's picture sleeve consisted of a photo by Barry Feinstein that showed Starr's head poking through a large star made of silver foil. The same image, with author Bruce Spitzer terms the Ringo Starfish, appeared on the single's face labels and those of the Ringo LP. Now, the album's release followed in November '73 with Photograph sequenced as the third track, preceding the Harrison-written Sunshine Life for Me, Sail Away Raymond. Opposite the printed lyrics for Photograph inside the album booklet, a lithograph by Claude Vorman depicted a framed picture on a shelf or desktop, in which Starr looks dejectedly at a framed picture of a woman. In his personal life at this point, the album's release coincided with the failure of Starr's marriage, partly as a result of Harrison and Maureen conducting an affair. The friendship between the former bandmates who recovered, but Starr and Harrison did not officially write another song together after Photograph. Don't not understand why Pattie Boyd was not enough for him, but that's for the midst of time. Now, Record Mirror predicted a giant smash for the single, saying that listeners will be singing along with it for the next 10 years. No, they've been singing along with it for the next 50 years, at least. The reviewer praised the way the arrangement built to include jangly piano, booting sax, choir, and strings, yet with nothing overdone, so as to take away from the song. In his album review for Rolling Stone, Ben Gerson highlighted Photograph as one of the three most wonderful songs on Ringo, along with the Lennon-composed I'm the Greatest, and the Harrison, Mal Evans, their Gopher collaboration, You and Me Babe. Gerson wrote that the song intro provided an effective pull on the listener, and that while the lyrics had a sorrowful quality, the effect is warming. Now, some people didn't like it. Alan Betrock and Photograph Records called it kind of modeling. It's also clear when you reach Photograph that side one is undisputed champ of the album. Jack Nitschke has thrown a lot of his past influences here, including the famous school of Phil Spector Castanet's Lesson 2. Photograph is one of the rare pop records that grows stronger with each play and will be covered and revived for years to come. I'll lay you 50 to 1 appears on the next Andy Williams album, and I think it did. Now, re-releases through the years. It was re-released in 2007, having early appeared on the Blast from the Past and 75 Greatest Hits. Now, following the return to touring in July '89, his first tour with Starr since the Beatles quit performing live in '66, he has played Photograph regularly with his various incarnations of his all-star band, and the big lineup, of course, was a live version with Starr, Billy Preston, Jim Kelter, Rick Danko, Levon Helm of the band, Dr. John, Joe Walsh, Nils Lofgren, and Clarence Clemens. Now, it was the Beatles, the last surviving Beatles, Paul and Ringo, played Photograph in the 56th Annual Grammy Awards, where the Beatles got into with the Recording Academy's Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, Engelbert Humperdinck has covered a raycon of singers, Camper Van Beethoven, Sloan actually, mentioned a song in their 96 single, The Lines You Amend. Cilla Black, again, recorded Photograph in 2003. And the soundtrack to Funny People, a cover by the film's leading actor, Adam Sandler, is an iTunes bonus track with the album. Now, charts. This gets freaky. Australia number 1 on both charts. Belgium number 8. Canada number 1. RPM Adult Contemporary number 3. Dutch charts number 4. Ireland number 15. Japan number 55. New Zealand number 4. Norway number 6. South Africa Springboks number 2. Switch Hit Parade number 6, UK Singles number 8, Billboard Easy Listening number 3, Billboard Hot 100 number 1, Cashbox Top 100 number 1, West German Media Control Singles number 5, and the end year event charts in 73, number 25 in Canada, and in the States, 61 for 74. So there was a bigger chart version in Canada. Now it did sell 1 million copies of the single in the States. So whether you like what I'm saying about what Photograph really means, I don't think it was intended just to be romantic love. I think it was intended as well to say the loss of a person. Like you go to wakes across Canada, it's a big thing where you have the photo of the deceased and the different photographs. And one priest up home said this to me personally. He said, we played Photograph at a funeral in Dalhousie, New Brunswick, and there were so many people crying. They couldn't even compose themselves. It's a dangerous song because you accept Ringo what he's saying. Ringo was the best of the Beatles. We have to say that. I'm going to say this. He didn't have the pretentiousness of Paul McCartney. He didn't have the egotism of John Lennon. He didn't have the crazy hippie Shankar bullshit of George Harrison. He will be the last Beatles to remain alive. I can tell you that. Because he will... Ringo, he suffered so much as a child from disease and poverty. I'm nobody's child. Ringo will outlast them all. And when the carpet... What I mean, the carpet, the blinds are stopped on his life. I cannot listen to the song anymore or talk about it without crying like a fucking baby. My mother loved music, and when you lose something close to you, that's an impact on your life. My mother wasn't the most perfect person in the world, but she loved hard and she loved everybody beautifully. She came out of massive poverty where her parents didn't like each other. She was pretty well abandoned by her mother, like all the kids went different places. And it's hard to explain what Ringo Starr means to Canadians. It's hard to explain at all because he's one of us. And, when Ringo was making like the No No song and the different singles and stuff like that, he was such a radio staple because in Canada we would play a lot of Canadian artists, and like one DJ told me, I had to play 3 Canadian songs to get 2 Ringo Starr songs on because there were a lot of good Ringo stuff, like It Don't Come Easy, which was featured in, of course, in The Simpsons. But after I leave you go, I'm going to listen to the song tonight, and I'm going to cry a bucket of tears, and it's not even tears of joy; it's tears on the frustration of the lost years, when all you got from the one you love, be it platonically or romantically, is just a photograph, because there's always one photograph that stands out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we love you in New Brunswick. Keep rocking in the free world. As we like to say in the North Shore, give us a like, comment, request, or share. And keep on rocking in the free world. Doot, 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 doot. Have a good one.